Hello and happy November. Thanks for joining me on these monthly consciousness updates. I'm grandmother Jonette, a channel for Mark and for White Eagle. And it's really been my pleasure to have to focus everything that's happening and give you these updates in as concise a way as I can. So this particular topic for November is cut away karma. And the reason I'm doing the update today, because it's All Souls Day. So in the past, the Christians celebrated today. They honored the dead and they visited the grave sites. But most important, really, is that they prayed for the dead who were in purgatory, who were kind of stuck between not quite to heaven, praying for them so that they could make it to heaven. So that's been an important part of prayer and spiritual work to release us from our karma, release us from our past sins. So that's one very important part about this day. But the other thing I know about releasing souls of the departed is it cuts us away from their karma. I happen to be in traveling through Mali in sub-Sahara Africa many, many years ago. And we came to the Dogon tribe. The Dogon people are the ones that know about Sirius B. On the day that they have their, every 3 years, they have a festival where they really basically clear the the planes of consciousness of all the ancestors. They clear away everybody who's died in the last 3 years. So it's important for us to not just cut away our karma, but help cut away ourselves from the wheel of karma from our ancestors and from our own past lives. So the many native traditions understand this, but we've kind of forgotten. We celebrate Halloween, but we don't celebrate really the cleansing and the cutting away and in an honoring way of us from the past. And in the last 2 weeks, I've seen visions of the ancestors watching us and cheering us on because we now have the scope and the possibility, the frequencies for an awakening that they couldn't quite get to. So everything we do is helping the ancestors as well. So I have a simple drawing, because I'm a simple drawer, of kind of where we are. And I've shared this before, but it's so important now. We have been in a clockwise cycling of karma again and again and again, trying to atone for our sins, learn what we can, etc. And it's not going to be forever. What I'm seeing, and the ancients have often drawn these spirals, what I'm seeing is that we are in the downward line of this, and there's a choice point here. And the choice can be, well, we're going to hang on to the past. We're going to hang on to what we haven't forgiven or learned, and we're going to go around again, because karma will last as long as we need time to get to our awakening. But if we're ready now, we choose, and it still feels like it's going down, but at this inflection point, we begin to choose another path. And the difference is, this is clockwise. This is all in time. The new earth is counterclockwise. It's against time or outside of time. So we are here making this choice. So the thing to be really mindful of right now, especially in this time of eclipses, the early part of November, is what are you choosing? You know, what are you still carrying? Are you carrying from the past your unforgiveness, your anger, your hurt, your fear, your shame, your helplessness, your old programs, your old knee-jerk reactions? So let's take a pause in the center here and come back to yourself. Come back to what Mark has called 2022 the year of truth. Pause, stop. It's, you know, an analogy could be when we wake up in the morning, there's a period where you're still remembering that dream and it wasn't so good and it was disjointed and you're kind of in that world and you're kind of in this world. And the worst thing to do is, of course, jump out of bed when you're not in either world and you're in that confused, drowsy, sleepy state. So this is that time. So when you wake up that way, of course, I don't know if you do, but I stay in bed and I meditate until I can feel shifted, clear, and heart centered. I do soul body fusion. And only when I feel my heart's open, I'm present, do I get up. And so we're there. So in this time of awakening, pause, contemplate, pray, meditate, get clear, and stop action until you're clearly choosing where you want to go and the kind of world you want to see, because we create it by what we imagine. So this morning I'm getting ready for this and I'm in the high desert of Sedona. I open the shades, which is interesting. It's the first thing I do in the morning. Open the shades and there 3 yards away is a coyote. So he saw the shades open. He's staring at me. I'm staring at him. He's beautiful. He's got his winter fur. He's gorgeous, just stares at me. And I've never seen a coyote that close. Thank heavens I was on the inside of the window. So I looked up, what does coyote mean? Because that's clearly a symbol as he stared at me this morning on the day of All Souls. Well, coyotes stand for good and evil, and the natives often call him a trickster because he can be evil showing as good. And one of the main meanings of a coyote is to look deeply, below the tricks, below the facade, look deeply at what we've suppressed, what we have been afraid to look at into now, because fear keeps us going around and around. This is a time of really, I channel that it's called sharp compassion. We need to have very sharp, cutting compassion toward ourselves and others to cut this away and see who we really are, not just rainbows and unicorns, but see our darkness, our repressed shadows as well as we come through this. So this is the last 2 months of the year of truth. And what's important is we say we want truth, but then we hide from it, we run from it, we cower, we put up disguises and masks. You must be strong if you say you want the truth. You must be strong to stand in it. So that leads me to what's coming up next week on November 8th is a lunar eclipse, a total lunar eclipse, which I'll get to see in the middle of the night here in the high desert. Generally, we talk about eclipses, and this is a period of eclipses. They usually come in 3. We talk about eclipses as showing the shadows, showing what's suppressed. And so that's going to be happening. A lot is going to come out, but you have to be strong enough for truth. Not the truth the way you think it should be, but truth the way it emerges. So, but I saw something new in my meditation a few days ago about the meaning of this eclipse on Tuesday. And it's not just the shadows that we focus on. In order to have a total lunar eclipse, you've got the moon, the earth, and the sun all in alignment, and that's what causes the shadow. Well, in a moment of revelation, I saw the moon as symbolizing our pineal gland. It was like a pearl in our pineal gland. And I know we talk about it as a pine cone, but for me, it now looks like a pearl. So the moon is the pearl, our pineal gland. The earth in the center is our heart. And the sun on the other side is our solar plexus. And on this lunar eclipse, and any total lunar eclipse, there is this alignment. But this time, I feel that this is alignment in the year of truth, that our pineal gland is going to be activated at a new level. Mine's already started. And in fact, next Tuesday, I'm going to do an activation. I do these trilogies, 3 activations over 5 or 6 months. And the second activation is Tuesday on this lunar eclipse. And it's going to be an opening of the pineal gland. Well, the pineal gland's in the center. I touch this because the pineal gland opens our third eye. And if you're not ready to see and see the magnitude of consciousness, not just see our world, but see the magnitude, the impressive scope of human consciousness, it'll stay closed. So we're really at this cusp of asking our pineal to be opened in a new way. And it opens out, it opens up, it opens in, and be very aligned. Our solar plexus, our sun, our light opens up, shoots through our heart, opens our pineal gland. So this is a very important activation or very important time this month. And what this time is reminding me of is, again, seeing and holding your power. A few weeks ago, I was teaching in the Netherlands, and I woke up one morning, sat out of bed. You know how sometimes your eyes fly open and you just know something? And the vision I had was of 2 little boys, and they were brothers. And for whatever reason, they were being raised in different households. Maybe one was with the mom and one was with the father. And one day in my vision, both these boys got out of bed and they decided that they missed their brother and they didn't want to be separated anymore. So at the same time, each of these boys in their separate bedrooms had a soccer ball. They kicked it against the wall and they said, "I forbid this." And I sat up going, "Oh my God, we can forbid this? We can forbid what we don't like?" Shouldn't have been a revelation, but it was. And this is the time. Align, see, seek inner truth. And inner truth isn't what you read in the news. It's not election truth. This is truth of our oneness, our divinity, the grace in which we are moving. That truth. Because in that truth, there's no place to hide. We can't hide in being a victim. We can't hide in what our parents did to us. We can't hide in anything. So, are you ready not to hide in the shadows, to hold your power, to claim truth, to forbid a world that isn't operating the way we know it should, and choose awakening and choose what this new earth? It's an unknown path. It's never been traveled before by humanity. And that's why the entire universe is holding its breath to watch us move here. And I'm going to, one more reminder, on the 14th of November, I'll start my new Mark class. And the topic is multidimensional healing. We've just finished 8 classes on healing the mind, which was phenomenal. And on the 14th, we're going to start a Monday class. It's mostly every week except when there's holidays. And it's called The Body, Multidimensional Healing of the Body. If this interests you, you don't have to have done any earlier Mark classes. It's not yet up on my website, but it's an 8-week class. It's recorded on Zoom. You can watch it with us. You can watch it whenever. You can buy part 1 and do multidimensional healing of the mind, which was amazing. Maybe that's giving rise to some of what the speed of the awakening now. So I end by a quote that Mark gave us in my Mark Intensive in the Netherlands, and where the leaves were falling in this beautiful autumn. And he said, "The leaves fall not because they're broken, but because it is time." So let's welcome this awakening, this time of moving out of the shadows, claiming our power. So thank you and bless you.